Right, so this is a tutorial for Dragon Cave Time Attack world record run. So hopefully as I take you through this run, it'll give you a chance to just get a bit of a better understanding of some of the time saves and tricks within Dragon Cave. So yeah, we'll get straight into it. Alright, before we even go, just want to call something out. As you're using the gold border and the penguin board, of course, that's really the best combination for Dragon Cave. When you push off after the announcer says go, what you want to do is just push off slightly to the left. If you go straight ahead or slightly to the right, then for some reason you don't get quite as much speed or acceleration as you just go down this stretch here. So you'll see what I mean as we watch it. Yeah, it just works that way for some weird reason. So just pushed off slightly to the left there, and gold border pulls ahead of pink man. I've done a bit of a jump up this lip as well. Sorry, I'll just go back. So as we approach the shortcut, we're taking a left. I'm not letting go of Z here. It's just a gradual left anyway. So do a slight jump charge about a foot before this crest here. Just let it go. We land in the powder, and we want to angle ourselves to come through past this cliff face between the two fences. Now the best, probably you can really exit this this area here anywhere along this line, but the best spot I find is right about here. As we come over into the air, just turn the board to the right. So we want to angle it about 45, 50, 55 degrees. And the reason is, it's kind of hard to tell in this video, but there's a pink neon sign, and we're going to go over the cliff, but we want to go over the cliff to the right hand side of this sign, and the best way to do that is just to get your angle and your line right before we even land. Alright, so you can see through that landing, it's pretty much given us the perfect line. And as we approach the cliff, I've just done a little bit of a hop, because if you go over the cliff without doing a hop, you get more airtime, and airtime slows you down. So we go over the cliff. I've just landed here. If you land on this this area of the cliff or the rocky section, you can do another jump between these this sort of M-shaped rock combination, and what that will do is you will jump onto the next rock face here, and it saves a little bit of time. Now I didn't do it in this run. I did it in my 1:23:39. But the landing was a little bit better in that run, so yeah, I didn't have a chance to do it here. So I'm just going to take a little bit of a step back. Let's call a few things out that might help with this landing. You do want to land somewhere around this area, otherwise you'll go out, to the right hand side, or you'll hit this rock and you'll crash and you'll have to start again. It takes a lot of practice, so don't despair if you don't get it straight away. Okay, first thing is just the angle of your board, really important. See how I'm angling pretty much so that the wings of the board equal distance from the surface of the rock. All that really means is that you reduce your chance of bonking if you've kind of got a well-balanced board. If you're angling it to the right or the left, then the wings can bonk on the rock, and then you're stuffed. So yeah, want to tell you about that one. And as you hit the rock there, it is okay to angle the board out to the left, and that's because this rock is on a slope again. So if the wings of your board are roughly the same distance as you land from the rock there on each side, then again, you're not going to bonk. Just do a little jump over this gap here. As you approach this passageway, best thing you can do is give yourself about half a meter, or maybe 30 centimeters distance between this little sharp cornered rock here. It's a prick of a thing. If you get too close, even if you think you've given yourself enough room, you can actually bonk that as well, which will, we all know what a bonk does to a good run. So just give yourself enough room, but you're turning right and then left, just to get through that sort of, it's a really slight gradual S. Again, just sort of lots of practice to stop yourself from hitting the cliff face there. Alright, as we go into this archway, there's just a little bit of a way to see how you're tracking with your run from a time perspective, irrespective of how your ghost is going. You see that there's a line where the snow type changes. If you're coming under this archway here at about 30.5 to 31 seconds, that's a pretty good pace. So yeah, I find this area here is just a good visual cue to tell you how you're going, especially if you're not even racing a ghost. Anyway, go over that sort of ice section here, do a jump cancel over this rise between the passageway. And this next section's got 3 little rises or crests. Now you want to come up on the left hand side, and then we're going to turn right over the next 2. Did a hop there, but not over the next 2 the next 2 rises there. Sonata in his human Taz runs, he does jump up each one, and I believe it does save time too, so you can do that. I didn't do it in this run. I don't think that strat was implemented fully then. I'm not 100% sure, but it is really difficult to do as well, so it would take lots of practice, and I'm not good at it yet. Alright, as we come slightly to come down the hill here, it's a powdery section here, and what we're going to do is we're going to go between these 2 rocks. But what the snow does is it goes down the hill and then it goes back up. So we'll just watch this. Now there's a trick here, you can't see it really unless you've got a keen eye. But just as we land, we're going to start charging the jump, and that's going to give us the ability, as we charge jump, we let go before we hit this upper section, and it will propel you forward more than if you didn't jump. So you can see as we replayed that, I think the speedo went down to about 115 k's an hour, something like that. If we didn't charge the jump and let go before the hill, we'd probably go down to about 105, 110 k's an hour, and you will notice a difference in your speed compared with your ghost as well. So you can keep that little trick in your pocket. Now as we land, just angle to the left, do a hop over here just to reduce some air. Now we come up to the bridge. You want to come around this rock, and what we really want to do is, just as we get to this section here ahead, start to turn right and enter the infamous bridge. Now look, what can I tell you? This is a prick of a thing. It can take hundreds of goes before you get this right without bonking the fences of the bridge. So just keep practicing, dudes. Really all you can do is try to get your approach and your angles right, really straight board. And as you hit the entry to the bridge, I don't know if we can see it here. I might just go back a bit. As we hit the entry to the bridge, we want to obviously try and be centered in the entryway, but pointing your dude right down the middle. So just be conscious of that. Be conscious of the point on the front of your board, because you want to be trying to keep it straight as we go straight down. Now I'm holding Z all the way here. You don't need to let go of it. If you do, you're probably going to oversteer and hit the fences anyway. So we can really see the clear way up the bridge here, and the exit. And try not to steer too much at all on the bridge. Only the slightest of adjustments is probably the way to go. Now, I wouldn't say we're on the home straight, but we're pretty close. There's a couple more jump cancels here, or jumps. There's a hop here. Doing a hop here, look, it doesn't really save much time, maybe 1 or 2 frames, but even better, it helps you to get an early steer through this powder and avoid hitting this house here. And as we go between the house and the rock face, we come over a rise, and there's one more jump cancel. Now I missed it. I'm gonna call out. I probably lost a couple of frames in this run because I hit A, but the game didn't accept my input. Sometimes that happens. In Golden Forest over the logs, I do a double A because I just found that sometimes my jump wasn't being accepted by the game and it would just ruin you. So I didn't do a double tap here of A, but I would definitely do it going forward. It just helps to ensure that you don't miss your jump cancel. You can actually see here as I flick the ghost back on, he catches up a bit, so probably would have had an even better time, or definitely would have. Going to first person view here, it makes no difference, it's just something fun to do.
Oh, it's a new record.
New record. Okay. Alright, we'll watch one more time. We'll go back to the start and yeah.
Ready? Go!
I do a little jump here, but look, it doesn't really save any time. It just helps me to get a better approach out of this exit between the two fences here. Angling the board. I'm holding Z the whole way here. Jump right about here over the edge of the cliff, and we're just angling it. If you can see this background section here, we're sort of just facing towards this this sort of hilly cliff, and that's probably the angle you want as you jump over. If you land anywhere around here, you're in a good position to be able to get through this between these jutting rocks. Alright, between those rocks, going through the powder. Going over the ice. One thing I forgot to mention is sometimes you can oversteer going through this powder and hit either this right hand side or the left hand side. If you want to reduce the risk of that happening, then just you don't need to do this jump cancel. It probably saves 1.5 frames, but it adds a little bit of risk as well, so it's sort of up to you. Steer to the left here. One hop up that rise, over the top, and just down sort of the middle left hand area. Down the hill, just angling between these two pillars here. Charge your jump, let go. Steer to the left, hop, land, straighten the board. And right now you're already thinking about the bridge. Like, you can't even see it, but you're thinking about it. So that can be a good thing or not a good thing. But what you want to be thinking of is at least, getting your approach right. You want to get sort of tight around this rock and then straighten up as you go left. Get your board as straight as possible. And then just pray. Okay, hop, steer right, jump cancel there, then you're on the home straight. And that's it. It's Dragon Cave, fellas. So hope you like the tutorial. Give me some feedback if you want me to do any other tutes, or you just got some ideas about how these could be done better next time around. Let me know. Hit me up. So appreciate it. Bye.